Hey guys, I'm Emily Maynor with Elemental Living,
And I am Annie Damsky with Villager Yoga.
and together we are the Fearless Home.
And our mission is to bring a deeper sense of self-study and self-acceptance to your lives through teachings.
Absolutely.
And one of those teachings is our Finding Home course that is going to start up soon. And we get a lot of questions as to how Finding Home came about.
Yeah, obviously Finding Home is a 3-month study course, self-study and program that Annie and I offer, and a lot of people are kind of curious of how we developed that or what the mission behind it is. And you know, a lot of it came out of our own practice, our own desire for self-study, our own path, and a lot of it was seeing kind of the need in the community for the opportunity to take yoga beyond the physical, you know, bring it into our day-to-day lives and really look at ourselves and how we create change and the path that we all kind of go through, whether we realize it or not.
Yeah, so actually it really kind of started like a book. Because Emily and I were doing 40 days. You know, that's one of our our cornerstone program, and we've been doing that for a long time. And just seemed like we wanted more people to experience because everybody's feedback was so positive. We were so grateful. We were reaching people and they were incorporating the teachings into their lives, and they wanted more. Mm-hmm. And we thought, let's write a book because that's the way we can reach more people. And that's a lot of work.
We spent a summer trying to write a book.
Yeah, and we had to be realistic about that not being where we were in our lives. And so we decided to take that material and turn it into a workbook, a course book, and still where we could still be in front of people, because we felt like community is such a part of what we do. Building community for people to hold themselves accountable and hold each other accountable and learn from each other's experiences while having their deep personal experience, that we didn't want to take that away. So we took what we were doing to deepen the experience from 40 days and turned it into Finding Home.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I always feel like is funny and ironic and very authentic about this whole process is that we did start it trying to write a book. We set this intention, we put it out there, and we worked really hard. We tried to kind of grit through some of the really challenging parts of it. And you know, looking back on it almost 2 years later from when we began, what you see is us going through our own 40 days and Finding Home process.
Yeah.
It's something that, you know, I feel like we can kind of pinpoint those benchmarks where we're like, that was us kind of acknowledging our samskara, our behavior pattern as colleagues, as partners in the Fearless Home. This is that point where we start to get really uncomfortable because it's just not working. And you know, this is the part where we are fearless enough to say, let's scrap this whole idea and create a more authentic program, which is what Finding Home turned into. So this is content that not only are we, you know, wanting to share with you guys, but it's something that it's, you know, we continue to touch on it day in and day out, individually with our families and also with each other as friends and business partners.
Yeah, and that whole process illustrated not only our samskara, but how Svadhyaya, our self-study, is so cyclical, and it's never ending, and it's a evolution. Like, it always draws upon itself, because when we went back to the material that we had started to work, it was there. Like, we picked up where we left off, and it didn't turn into a book, it turned into the series. But I mean, it was so enriching to look, and we even said to each other, wait, we wrote that? Like, we thought we had hit a wall, and we really hadn't. We just needed to step back and you know, reflect upon it. And when we picked it up, it was all there and ready to be nurtured again. And the same goes for just our ongoing self-study as individuals, is that, you know, sometimes we do hit a wall, or life gets in the way, or a tragedy happens, or someone needs us and we can't, you know, give as much to ourselves as we'd like to do in the moment. But when we come back to that place, we haven't lost the work we've already done, right? We can pick up where we left off. We can look at it with fresh perspective. We can take what we've learned through the time away from that process and bring that enriching experience back in.
Absolutely. it's like a reframing process. We continue to uncover these tools that are right there within us, and some we keep really close and really handy, and some of those it takes us a little bit of digging, and sometimes we repurpose those tools. But it all comes back to this idea that we have something really strong within us, and that's what Annie and I continue to uncover, I guess, as we go through this work together, and that's what we continue to share with participants of any of our programs. And we're really excited for round 2 of Finding Home. We've got a great facility at Lake Martin that we're going to host it at, or that will host us, with really wonderful fresh food. And so it's such a gift that we started with this idea of the book, and now we really get to build a very strong community with a beautiful group of people ready to practice self-study.
Yeah. So if all of that sounded really familiar to you, the doing the work, the pulling away from the work, the coming back to it, recognizing that you're constantly learning, but you just need to polish those tools and hold yourself accountable and be in the company of I won't say necessarily like-minded people, but like-intentioned people with the same intention. That's finding home. Right? That's the opportunity we want to share with you. So we've got details coming for you. It is a retreat, and then we meet once a month over the course of 3 months so that you can retreat away to really commit to the practice and the process and build that sense of community, and then go implement it in your daily life bit by bit and see how it resonates and how you can refine that process for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So please feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to answer any questions that you've got, any fears or doubts. That's our thing. That's what we talk about all the time. So please feel free to leave us a comment or reach out via email. We're thefearlessom@gmail.com.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Thanks.